I was there when my wife Martha passed away, by yourself in the rain. I'm 67 years old, and my name is Walter. I was 67 years old when I witnessed them drop her body into the cold dirt of Mountain View Cemetery in Vancouver. The church and I was the only one there, a young priest, and years of never meeting Martha put your memories in a pine box to keep them secure. I took out my phone as usual, but I didn't miss anything. Do not SMS or call. The app for Instagram was open. Amber, my daughter, is 38 years old and was modeling in front of a Christmas tree at some tiny motel in Whistler. An artist built this ski gear jacket, put up 4 champagne glasses a few hours ago. It said, "Living my best life. Taking care of oneself is not selfish." Someone stole my 42-year-old son Ryan kissing a worker at the event in Toronto where the ribbon was cut. A smile that made me feel fantastic. They picked an image 6 hours. Oops. They choose to go to business gatherings instead of they felt that was their mom's last goodbye. Had been an aging firefighter who had broken down, something from the past. Someone to be taken care of and then forgotten about. They didn't have any. Not sure what would happen next. When the doorbell rang at 9, I was in the kitchen. I had been awake since 4 and so had the house. Without her, the room was quiet. I unlocked the door. Ryan and Amber were there, although not in. Ryan had on a grey suit, expensive ones that you wear to clothes, a stop crying for your mum and get over it, putting on white athletic clothes. Lululemon. She probably did because her hair was up, her hair tied up. So it seemed like she had just... They took Tim with them when class was ended. A lot of Tim Hortons cups and a paper bag containing. Ryan got up and said, "Good morning, Dad." He strolled right past me as if he owned the place. The smell of his cologne filled the hallway. "We brought too much of it," Amber remarked. "Breakfast," as she put down a huge coffee in front of where I usually sit at the double. How? "You like it?" That little thing planned to be nice. It was in my when I heard stomach like a stone. I sat down. Martha owned this kitchen. It should have. It smelt like Mom and the cinnamon rolls she made. A laugh. It smelt like lies now. Ryan sat down on the chair next to me. He shook his head. "Hey, Dad, about the funeral that happened yesterday. I'm so sorry." I just looked at him. I was stuck. The Young Street project was done, making something on the street. $40 for 3 years of work million. I had to go. Do you understand? I am responsible for putting it together. I couldn't just go. He looked at I could see myself in Martha's emerald eyes, but all it was no longer warm. The business, the one I'd made him start, the one both Martha and I signed, the first one, believed he would pay back the debt. Anything great. Mom would have understood, he said, and then he switched the knife. She always thought things through concerning Amber, had been getting things done. Finally, she looked away from her phone and remarked, "And my dad. It was vital. Something getting together with a big health business. I struck a deal. I couldn't do it, don't go. They would have gone to court with me. Brand partnership." Those words stuck with me. I looked at my daughter, who is 38 years old. A few filters and a few donations put together. I thought about a girl who was 6 years old for a week. We cried when our golden, he wouldn't go because his dog had died. She didn't go to school and stayed home and keep the collar on the dog under her pillow. Where did she go? Amber stated it was hard. I didn't do the work. Don't break the silence. I'm still really sad. She didn't throw up her coffee. It had happened so fast. Martha had for 9 months. She experienced cardiac difficulties. Months of going to the hospital and taking pills changes and losing her more and more power. For 9 months I held her hand. Months where Ryan was with me every day, was too occupied with Amber and other stuff going on, a trip that she paid for. We couldn't pass up the chance to send flowers. Ryan Cutin. This design is large and incredibly attractive. Toe thought of the flowers. They were there. Wrote a note to the funeral home that said Ryan and Amber Miller stated this. They didn't even care enough to write it, they copied it. "Dad, Ryan said, we need to talk. The bogus, I'm sorry for your loss. We need to be..." "What do you mean?" I asked. "Mean," he muttered in a low voice, glancing at Amber. "We have to do something about the property for everyone's fine," she said. He got up and walked to his leather bag was beside the door, and he put it back on the table. There was no noise, yet you could hear the locks. He walked to the kitchen and got a huge book and pushed it across the table. He said, "Mom's will," loudly, Let's get to work since she didn't have one. She died without a will, Dad. There is no will, which implies that according to BC law, the property is divided up. And you get the favorite share, but the rest is... The youngsters each got a piece. It got cold. But Amber stated the house was great. Q. This house costs $1.8 million, Dad. This market might have more. That's Orion. There is a lot of money just sitting here. Yes. And to be honest, you don't have to. This massive building is no longer needed because it's too big. The steps are too much for you to bear. You should be outside because you're 67. Something simpler. Like an apartment. He turned the folder. There were houses for sale, a paperclip that holds lists, one-bedroom apartments in New Westminster. We found little affordable places. Hey, Ryan, we've already spoken with a real estate agent. Next week she can add it to the list, and we'll buy it. We should be able to finish by February. Take your share and buy something. Little and yet have some money left over. What about your stocks? I asked. Ryan smiled a little, but it didn't reach anyone. It was evident that Amber and I were looking into his eyes, would divide the rest after your, of course, a special share. It's just okay, we are also her kids. Fine, I agree, Amber implored again. Dad, please? Putting her hand on mine, don't make your nails look so good. It's hard for all of us, but we have to do it. Be smart because the market is quite crowded, right? Now, we might lose value if we wait, didn't? Even try to cry. This is where we raised you, a quiet voice murmured. This is where your mom baked your birthday. Cakes. That's where we had breakfast on Christmas morning, where she taught you both how to ride a bike. It's right there in the driveway. Ryan claimed it was. But Dad, they're only thoughts. You can't stay in the past. You have to live in the real world. Is $2,300,000. It's not worth the effort. 2.3. He had already said that I needed some time to make it worth something. Ryan had had enough. He was no longer 42 years old. A child who was spoilt and didn't get his time isn't necessary. Sign the contract for the listing. It's not hard. We need to deal with this. You are in pain. You can't think clearly. I got up. For all 67 years of my life, my knees have pained. It stung, and I also had a cold. I hadn't been this mad in a long time. You were told to go. He told his dad, don't be dumb. Lean forward. This mansion is partly ours. You can't keep it. You can leave my house according to the law. I said, you're going to regret this. I'm trying, I responded, my voice quivering with rage. To help you. I walked to the door, and the door opened, and the cold air of January poured in. They went. But I heard Ryan I called him before he even got in his car. He was on the phone with his lawyer. I hung up the phone. I closed the door and stood there by myself. I then remembered the safe deposit box. 2 times. Martha gave it to me, a few weeks before she died. These were her hands. She wanted it so much that she could hardly keep it in. She gave it to me in the hospital. After I'm gone, she said, go to the bank. Box 317, just don't say anything to them or anyone else. I didn't understand it then, but I do now. I drove to the Royal Bank on Main Street. The bank we had used for 40. I told them Martha had died years ago. The key and the paperwork. The employer, a Patrick. A woman who knew Martha led me to the safe and gave me. There was a brown box inside box 317 for your own safety, a USB stick and a letter. Martha wrote my name on it. When I opened it, I was writing by hands. There was a letter and some other things inside, pages and something else, a piece of paper. When I read the title, I stopped breathing. Walt is the name on the land. Title? There were 3 of them. Martha moved the house a few months ago. Put the house in my name only before she didn't feel well enough to gain her strength back. But the letter really hurt me. It started lovely, Walter. If you are reading this, I'm gone. I had to do that. I'm sorry. I had to withhold things from you. Our kids have become the people they are now. I'm very sad that you're on your own now. But you aren't. I know that I made it so you couldn't protect yourself. I know Amber and Ryan, you don't know what to do. They came to you. I know they wanted I knew they would come home since they've been begging for love. I've been weak for a long time. Ryan borrowed $180,000 because he was too scared to say no from us. Do you recall 5 years ago? He stated he would put money in. To give the money back in 6 months, but he never did. He told me the same thing every time I inquired. The agreement fell through since the market wasn't doing well. Following quarter. It's always the following quarter. 5,000, her business sells things for fun. That didn't work out after 8 months. She said it again and then continued the next thing. The next backer. And I paid for the next filter, Walter. I paid or I didn't say anything because I didn't want to. I didn't want you to see what I did to damage you, what they had turned into. But I didn't say anything. It was poison and made things worse for them. They believed we were just a bank, things you should have on hand. I was told I had 6 months, or maybe fewer. I knew what was going to happen. I was sure they would be hard on you, try to get this house. The one you used to build the rear deck, where we danced gently in the kitchen. I had to do what I had to do for our date. Please do as I asked and place the house in your name. Just the name. I made it really strong. There are no regulations governing property that is shared, because that was the history of my family. The lawyer stated that was accurate. Do you remember your mom and dad? It's yours and no one else's. You need something different. I wrote it down. It's on. While you were away, I put it on the USB stick. I'm sorry, my love. I was in recovery. I'm sorry you have to see this, but you need to know the truth. I love you, Walter. For 22 years, I've adored you. You are the coolest person I've ever met. You should feel comfortable. You deserve to be known. You don't need to live the rest of your life without. I made you a because there are crows flying around fortress. Use it to your advantage. Always with love, I sat down in that little room. Martha got a place in the bank vault that is only for me. I connected in the USB, but I still couldn't get any air. Used the adapter to connect the drive to my phone, delivered. One movie file is from November, 3 weeks before she died. On September 9th, I pushed her. The video wasn't steady. Martha had she put her phone down on the desk. She was in our room sitting in her chair, the one we took to the bedroom, until it became too hard to walk, so small and tired. Then Ryan walked. He said, "Mom, we need to talk." The speaker said that wasn't nice. Are you anxious or impatient? What are you worrying about? Martha's voice was faint. Honey, about my father. About the home. When will things happen? Ryan, I'm so exhausted. Can we? No, we can't put this off. You keep Amber and I had been getting on my nerves. We're worried about what we say. What? Dad takes care of everything when Mom, you're not here. Get real. He's 67. He has undergone 2 operations on his knees. Don't send him emails all the time. What is he going to do? What will you do with the house, the land, and the... Do you have any money? Your dad is okay. Is he really? Mom, I love my dad. Even if he comes from a different time. He doesn't know how much a house is worth. He won't know how to spend. He should stay there till he dies. What's going to happen next? The market might go down. A lot of money could be lost. Hey, Ryan, not right now. When is the proper time? He exclaimed, "Hey, Mom," and was angry. You're dead. It's too late. I want to keep this family secure. Please help me keep my dad safe. Please assist me. I need you to sign something for me. There was a noise like papers moving. What were they? What is this? It's a solid transfer. It gives the house a unique look. Amber and I are in charge of it. We'll look after Dad and make sure he's okay, taken care of. Check that the item is, this means that the house passes to you two, not your dad. Yes, in the end, but Dad will live. He can stay there for as long as he wants. We want to make sure that it's what he wants. No. Ryan, that's not safe for anyone. Your dad lives here. So please don't come over, Mom. Don't be easy. You're sick. The greatest thing to do is to think clearly. Believe me, I make money doing this, said, no. There was a long gap. Ryan's voice changed when he spoke again. It's not the same. It's cooler, they said. We go the long route. After you die, the house goes to Dad and I are going to fight for the will. We will have to pay a lot and wait a long time. Costs in court of tens of thousands of dollars. Is that what do you desire? Do you want your dad to spend his last year? They sued us. Martha's money will pay for the lawyers. They wouldn't. Go ahead and try me. Mom, you have too. After you sign this, we'll take care of everything. Everything is a secret. Dad doesn't need to. He can stay there, and Amber and I get what's left when he leaves. Okay, if you don't, we'll make things hard for him. We keep the farm occupied for years. We're going to battle for everything. We'll call him. He'll say he has less than he does and then pull trickery on you. His skills will make him seem like a dumb. I could hear Martha crying in the movie. How did you get to be this? She said in a quiet voice. I got smart, Mom, became genuine. Now let's sign the document, leave. What? "Get out of my room, Mom, get out of my house." She was yelling now. She was weak but shouting. "Get out now or I'll contact the... I'm going to tell the cops what you told me, scare me." There was no sound. Then, after the door crashed, someone came in. The footage continued on for one more minute, Martha. She cried and cried. After that, she glanced. "Look at the camera," she ordered him. Walter, staring. "I'm really sorry you had to look at me this, but now you know, do you get it? They're gone, sweetheart. The youngsters we reared are now adults. Don't hand people your cash. Don't be kind to them. I adore you and wouldn't show it to you. Strong, I sat there after the movie was ended. I don't know how long it will stay in the bank." Patricia knocked softly. "Dear Mr. Morrison, I wasn't okay, but I would be. I didn't cry on the way back. I contacted Martha, the lawyer, as soon as I stopped crying, had utilized. The title has her name on it, Sharon Chen, the paperwork for the movie. They said they would see me that afternoon. Sharon told her husband that his wife was very smart. Then I showed her around the whole house. Is totally yours. And they can't take it away from you. The transition was done well, of sound mind. We have the doctors, the name of the notary. It's a no one can stop them." "They're going to fight," said. "Let them. They'll lose, Mr. One More Thing. Morrison, your wife made a trust for you. Ryan and Amber's 2 sons are the grandparents' grandkids. She put $200,000 in it for her kid, headed to class. But there is a how. Ryan and Amber can't get near it. To the kids, when they are 18, made sure of it. She said she wanted him to do something, to maintain something tidy for $200,000 for the future generation. She gave Martha some money, Mom and Dad. She had saved money for a long time. She did a wonderful job of keeping it hidden. Somewhere Ryan and Amber couldn't get to Ryan's lawyer sent. They battled about the title in the letter. They reported that Martha had left, being pushed, didn't have enough or had too much. Sharon gave an answer. The video was sent by Ryan's lawyer. They dropped the case in 2 days, although didn't stop. Amber said she was sad. "Dad, please don't make me cry. My landlord raised my rent by 2 times, therefore I have nowhere to live. I need help paying my rent." "You do work," said. "You have sponsors." Those went away. "Please, Dad," the program urged. "My daughter wouldn't say, 'I'm your daughter.' They tried to take my house." I hung up the phone. Ryan showed up at the house around 11 p.m. after drinking too much, knocking on the door late at night. "This can't be done. That house is mine. I contacted the police and they came and took him away. I told him to be careful and then I changed the locks. I put up a camera to keep people safe. Then Thisin did what Martha advised me to do. The house was sold. I didn't sleep in it. The bags of Ryan and Amber. But because Martha claimed it was too huge. Also too many steps. Too many negative thoughts. When I sold it, it was worth $2.4 million. I now have a fairly modest flat in Kitsilano. 2 bedrooms. A terrace that looks out over the ocean. Everything is on 1 floor. The rest I deposited money into the trust for the kids. Martha's belief. I putting in another $500,000. The lawyer made sure Ryan and Amber couldn't get to it. You couldn't utilize it to get a loan. Could not have the kids sign it for you. Not done. They are 9, 7, and 8 years old. It's 5 o'clock now. They need help deciding what they want. What the parents sought to do. One day they will, but for now they have a plan. They can pay for school. They have something that their parents can't mess up. Toes visit my grandchildren from time to time. Ryan currently takes them to see people, not because he feels horrible and his wife forced him to do it. She looked at the video. She was shocked. She told him she would leave him if he didn't stop, if he didn't calm down. The trips it was strange and tight, but the youngsters didn't care. They don't know that. They just know that Grandpa he gets cookies and then goes to the aquarium with them. Ryan and Amber are not the same people they used to be. Less noise. Amber got an actual job at a yoga instructor in a gym. Not Ryan had to do work that wasn't pleasurable but was honest. He plans to sell his house in Toronto and move into a smaller one. He assumed things would get better, but they haven't. Said, "That makes me sad. I don't think I've won. I just feel I'm sad and fatigued. It's terrible that it had to finish this way. I'm sorry that my kids are now adults. I don't know. But I also think something else. A gift from my buddy Martha. I feel free because of her last act of love. I go to the graves every Sunday and I sent her white roses because they were her favorite flower. Sat down on the bench next to her grave and speak to her. I inform her about their guarding the condo and the kids. You were right, I say. The view of the ocean. You were right about everything. The lake sends in the cold breeze. I can practically hear her as I clean. When I heard her words, I could almost feel her palm on mine. He would hear her and say, Walter, you're free now. I actually do exist. I get up in the morning in my modest, bright flat. I drink coffee and watch the light come up over there. I call my old acquaintances from the... We meet at the fire station for breakfast, tell stories from the past. I don't have kids, not really anymore. The link in that died when my kids chose money over my love. I'm still a grandpa, though. I am Martha's husband or wife even after she died. My name is still Walter Morrison, and that's enough for the first time in years. The narrative tells us that love and trust are not the same as letting bad things happen. It shows that people maybe we don't know who we love the most. It shows what real strength isn't about getting larger or better. It's not about being the biggest. It's about being fearless. To be safe, be firm, and say no. People who wished to use your Martha's last move was to injure someone she loved. It wasn't enough to keep the house. It's supposed to save me and offer me not having to worry about you, without having to respond to individuals who had. They ceased being relatives a long time ago. You should always remember that it's not too late to start over. You can't find that peace and fame, money, or kids that are ideal when you know you made the proper choice. Thing, because you knew you respected the individuals who cared about you. Knowing that you said no, take the blame. What would you have done would you have fought if you were me? You gave up? Have you found can you leave without being strong? Say it. Please leave comments in the space below.